amazing items I have in stock for you today.
Where do you get all these things, Sargon? I never see you leave your stall.
I have a network of associates combing the world for items of interest. When they find something special, they bring it to me.
So, your associates do all the hard work. I hope you pay them well.
Of course I do. The great Sargon, curator of mythical and extraordinary antiquities, is generous to those who help him succeed.
Interesting. Show me what you have in stock.
Help! Somebody! Anybody? Hello?
Marcos?
Cassandra? Chere!
What did
How?
Kept myself busy, haven't I? No time to explain here. Get me out!
I don't see anything.
Yeah.
Yours is a
You're as nimble as ever. Now, carry me to my house on the other side of the mountain.
I have to carry you the whole way?
I'm so weak. I'm so frail.
Ugh, fine.
I'll find what that was.
Well, I'm a fool.
There's someone there.
Τι άραγε εννοείς? Υπάρχει συστάσεις στέρων κρεμόντων.
Ακριβώς. Ήταν δε κρεμά.
Διερωτώ με πότε. Έλληνη αστέρες.
Marcos? Another vineyard?
I am nothing if not consistent, my friend. Ah, much better. No one makes a hasty exit like you.
You're welcome.
Cassandra, welcome to the newest of the Marcos estates. I wasn't expecting company, but one must always be prepared. Wine?
Marcos, I can't believe you're here.
Believe it, my friend. I'm not a man of one city, but of all cities. Who am I to deny the rest of the Greek world what I have to offer?
What brings you to Kos, of all places?
I've learned a thing or two about soil. Turns out Kefalonia wasn't the best place for grapes. Plus, the locals here love wine.
Everybody loves wine.
On top of that, Kefalonia isn't as busy as it was before. Plague came from Chaosos and many died. It was bad for business.
Been here long?
Long enough to establish myself as the foremost wine seller in Kos. Well, the one wine seller in Kos. The Koans will come around eventually.
You made it a long way from home.
I could say the same to you. Did you find what you were looking for?
I did. I found my mother.
What a coincidence! I found my mama too!
Here, in Kos?
Since Kos is her home, Kos is my home too! Say hello, mama!
Your mama? You told me your mother was dead.
Right, this is my adopted mama. We've become so close, she wouldn't have it any other way.
Come on, Marcos. The truth.
Well, Mama is the owner of the vineyard. When her husband met his untimely death, it was going to be auctioned off. Something had to be done.
So you stepped in to help. How generous.
It's ridiculous a wonderful lady such as Mama cannot inherit her own property. Now we run the vineyard together. Isn't that right, Mama? She'd put up a fuss if she disagreed. It's her land, but she shares it with her precious son, me!
It's a nice place you've commandeered, Marcos.
If I didn't know you so well, I'd think you were serious. I'm always laughing these days.
You weren't laughing much when you were tied up in that fort.
About that. I have a bit of a problem on my hands.
Why am I not surprised?
But it's something I know you could help me with, my friend. I know your credentials.
Go on.
You know me. I borrow some drachmae, and before I know it, they're calling me the Khan of Kos. All thanks to the Cerberus, whom I owe the most.
The Cerberus? First the Cyclops, now this? Don't tell me it's a three-headed dog.
Don't be ridiculous. This is nothing like the Cyclops. This time I wish to make a peace offering, with nothing less than my finest wine.
Finest? Palatable, maybe.
Cassandra, you're like family to me. And since I'm family to you, I'm sure you wouldn't mind helping.
You're sure, are you?
I promise I can afford to pay you this time. Just take my wine to the Cerberus. Simple.
Fine. For old time's sake.
I can always count on you. And the Cerberus can count on a nice wine pairing with dinner. Take it to his house.
The Cerberus better not bite me. Are you the Cerberus?
Who wants to know?
Whew. Only one head. A gift for you. Have you ever had Marcos's wine? It's the best of the best.
What's so good about it?
It's very sweet. Perfect with chestnut bread.
He's not gonna win me over with wine. I never forget whose purse my drachmae goes into.
It's a peace offering. I thank you for waiting so patiently for him to pay you back.
Then drink with me, if you think it's so good.
All right.
It's poisoned!
No, that's just the wine.
You tricked me.
Oh, I'm gonna be sick.
Guard! Guard!
Victory! Why won't you? She's returned! Let me guess. The Cerberus wants to order another amphora's worth.
The wine made us sick, Marcos.
Impossible! It was my best batch. I double-checked.
If you wanted him dead, you should have told me.
I did tell you. I'm a new Marcos. I don't want people dead. I want what's right. But that isn't good news.
Either way, he's dead now.
Dead? That's just great. I guess there's only two left to deal with now.
Two?
The Cerberus is 3 men, brothers. That's why they're called the Cerberus. Get it?
Now you tell me? Expect revenge from the brothers, then.
What to do, what to do? What am I saying? Cassandra, this is when we strike.
Strike? You and what army?
I have a demigod for a best friend. That's an army as strong as 20 soldiers.
So what are you going to do?
They need to be spooked. As Mama says, a threat is like a bear. Very scary. We'll burn the Cerberus's farm. Specifically, the silos.
That's not a good idea.
When have you had reason not to trust me? Don't answer that, my friend. Just trust me.
It better work. Though I'm skeptical.
It's even worth sacrificing them as potential customers.
Do you want the crops burned, too?
They grow herbs, harmless plants for medicine. It's just the silos that should go. Blow them up!
You couldn't have mentioned there were 3 of them before?
I thought it was implied. Having triplets runs in their family.
That's a lot of Cerberuses.
Let's hope they don't procreate and have Cerberus puppies.
I'll pay their farm a visit.
Give them a good scare. I'm pretty sure it's the farm at Astipalia City. Their goons are always hanging around.
Got it. One more time. I'll tell Marcos it made quite the impression. The Cerberus should stay away from you now.
Well, maybe not after all. One of the farmers ran over. She was, not happy.
Why?
It seems I may have, or I did, accidentally of course, sent you to someone else's farm.
It wasn't the Cerberus' farm?
I could have sworn it belonged to the Cerberus. You have to believe me, my friend. An honest mistake.
Because sometimes I wondered how you walk around with a brain so small.
You don't mean that. Come on, think of all the smart things I've done. Remember the Cyclops' eye?
Another mess.
You've known me longer than anyone. If you can't forgive me, Cassandra, who can?
Someone with more patience.
Are you going to make me beg? Because I'll beg! Spare me from the Cerberus!
Marcos!
Have I led you down the wrong path? A few times, yes. Many times, maybe. But this is it for me, my friend.
What happened to everybody benefits? Eh? I have never benefited from helping you.
Think back to that sunny day when I found you, Cassandra. That was your day of need, and Marcos came to the rescue. Come to my rescue today!
I've paid you back plenty.
That I can't deny. But the Cerberus will come with its dogs and its devotees, and I'll be finished! Protect me, and we'll come out on top!
There's that we again.
I'll tell you what. You protect me, and you get Mama's beloved battle axe. She used to be quite the fighter, believe it or not.
All right, let's keep you alive.
Oh, I've never heard words more sweet! You'll never get rid of me now!
That's why I do what I do.
And just in time, I hear them approaching. All right, Marcos, this is it. The grand finale! Now! Now! You won't get out of this, Adam! Fighting me will be your last mistake! God be with me! We did it, my friend! I'd say I was invincible, but I don't want to jinx myself.
Yes, that's why you're alive.
I joke, I joke. I owe you everything, Cassandra. For this, you get a lifetime supply of wine and my friendship. Lucky you. Oh, and Mama's axe. Life will now be simple. All thanks to you. It's always thanks to you.
A less dramatic life is just what you need, Marcos.
Go now, and adventure. Come back any time for that cup of wine.
Right. We'll see about that.
My wine and my mama.
Πληγήσετε τι. Ως ήθιστε τα πρικόα...
Look at all these people. What do they need in their lives? Some excitement. A little magic.
And you think you can deliver that?
Magic.
Thespis, are you acting in another play?
Cassandra! Aristophanes' friend, and my friend too. I'd be nowhere without your support.
I suppose if I hadn't carried you out, you might still be in that tavern.
On the floor!
Thespis had this brilliant idea to put on a play in this town. He's got a reputation as a great actor, so I thought, this could be a huge success. I'm beginning to think I thought wrong.
No, everything is under control. You keep an eye on the ticket sales, my darling Rodanthe, and my friend Cassandra will take care of everything else.
I promise you, I know nothing about theater.
Don't be so modest. You'll be known as the hero who made Leonidas and his 300 Spartans the play of the century.
The play is about King Leonidas. You know, my family...
Your family can come, of course. I'm sure they'll be proud to see you. Just help me tell that glorious hero's tale.
I'll help Thespis put on the play. The story of Leonidas must have its due.
Very well, then. I expect you to deliver.
So what do you need done?
Bring wine. Not for me, for our audience.
So you think the audience won't listen to the tale of Leonidas unless they're drunk?
They won't be drunk, just appreciative.
Where are you keeping the wine?
Well, I had wine, but then the local military commander commandeered... Hey, I should put that in the script. The Persian commander commandeered the, casks. That's it.
Then I'll have to recommandeer it myself. Where is this commander?
He kept the expensive wine and left the rest for his soldiers. An ordinary audience might be content with the cheaper drink.
If we serve the best wine, we could get a more sophisticated audience. It might be harder to get to, but worth it.
You speak my language. Better wine could mean a more generous crowd.
Where are the two places the wine is being stored?
Most of it is in the stable of Ares. But the good stuff? That's in the Miurgi fort.
I'll take care of everything. Let's move! There is the stables. The wine in there should be good enough for horses, at least.
You better stay over... What the? Now that's weird. Just me looking for trouble again.
You bastard.
I found your wine.
Wonderful! Our guests will be in a fantastic mood before the play even starts.
I sampled the wine. It's not vinegar, at least. Maybe I can offer some discounted tickets in the poorer parts of town.
So, when will I be able to see this play?
Well, there's a little complication with the cast. Finding them, I mean.
You've lost your actors?
None of them showed up at the last rehearsal. And the time before that, they seemed terribly discouraged. Someone might have been too harsh with them.
No one will get paid if they don't come back.
Exactly. There's 3 of them in all. They're playing Ephialtes, Xerxes, and Viennikis. I can give you an idea of where they might be.
So, who's playing Leonidas?
I am, of course. I trust no one but myself to carry the starring role.
So, Xerxes, king of the Persians, is in your play?
Yes, and I found a tremendous actor to play him. He plays marvelous villains. He did mention that the Despontian ruins were inspiring him.
Viennikis? That was Leonidas' favorite lieutenant.
Yes, and played by a charming young fellow. A bit of a nervous type, though. I was surprised when he told me he was going gambling in the Great Square here in Elise.
So the traitor Ephialtes is missing. What a surprise.
Usually, my good friend Tros is dedicated to his craft. But the last time we spoke, he seemed touched by a certain religious fervor. He said he would pray at the spring of Piera.
I hope the actors turn up.
When you find our actors, send them back to me. And do your best to encourage them. Our performance will be terrible if the actors' hearts aren't in it.
And that means no one will pay us. Got it.
Is someone here?
Good wine Thespis mentioned. Oh, but it smells awful. I should try it. Ah, this tastes like horse piss. I can't serve this. There must be something better nearby.
I won't lose. Found her!
The southern side of the mountain are always sweet. And that's why this wine tastes like apricots.
No, no, no. These grapes are clearly imported from Thebes. And they're called the Pharaoh's honey grapes because they taste like, well, honey.
No, it has the distinctive aftertaste of apricots.
It lingers in the mouth like honey.
I can't believe that idiot commander kept the terrible wine for himself. That fool couldn't tell fine wine from horse piss. Your life ends now!
They won't ask any questions. Let's keep out of sight. I found your wine.
Wonderful! Our guests will be in a fantastic mood before the play even starts.
I sampled the wine. It's excellent. I'll try selling tickets in the better part of town. Our wealthy patrons won't be disappointed.
So, when will I be able to see this play?
Well, there's a little complication with the cast. Finding them, I mean.
You've lost your actors?
None of them showed up at the last rehearsal. And the time before that, they seemed terribly discouraged. Someone might have been too harsh with them.
No one will get paid if they don't come back.
Exactly. There's 3 of them in all. They're playing Ephialtes, Xerxes, and the Ennikis. I can give you an idea of where they might be.
So, who's playing Leonidas?
I am, of course. I trust no one but myself to carry the starring role.
Xerxes, king of the Persians, is in your play?
Yes, and I found a tremendous actor to play him. He plays marvelous villains. He did mention that the Despontian ruins were inspiring him.
The Ennikis? That was Leonidas' favorite lieutenant.
Yes, and played by a charming young fellow. A bit of a nervous type, though. I was surprised when he told me he was going gambling in the Great Square here in Elise.
So the traitor Ephialtes is missing. What a surprise.
Usually, my good friend Tros is dedicated to his craft. But the last time we spoke, he seemed touched by a certain religious fervor. He said he would pray at the spring of Piera.
I hope the actors turn up.
When you find our actors, send them back to me. And do your best to encourage them. Our performance will be terrible if the actors' hearts aren't in it.
And that means no one will pay us. Got it.
It's terrible. I'm really going to need a Leonidas to get out of this mess.
Are you playing the Ennikis for Thespis?
I was, but now I can't. I lost all I had gambling with the commander. Now he says I'm his slave until I pay off the debt. I'll be working for him for years.
Let's settle this debt.
Oh, thank you. The commander is right over there.
You want to play another game? So glad you brought company.
No, well...
I need my friend back. He's due to act in a play. I think it's time you let him leave.
What's the play?
Leonidas and his 300 Spartans. This man plays the Ennikis, Leonidas' lieutenant.
Ah, a good military play. We need more of those on the stage. Of course, it would be best if they cast real soldiers instead of namby-pamby actors.
I'm not! Oh, never mind.
So here's how it is, Misthios. This Malakas owes me a debt that he's paying off with service. Do you intend to take his place?
Let's make a deal. My services as a Misthios against his debt.
Works for me. My soldiers used to be stationed at the stable of Evieas. We've relocated since then, but left behind a good luck charm by mistake. Bring it back, and we'll call this even.
Is that all? I'll be back before you know it.
Mercenary these days.
I should return this to the commander. We found that good luck charm you mentioned. And the wolves you didn't.
Which I'm sure were no problem for a Misthios like you. Now, give me back my sword.
You never said this was a sword.
The best kind of luck is a fine blade. Hand it over.
Here you go. I take it we're even?
Yes. This will cover his debt. Now both of you get out of my sight.
We should leave. Follow me.
Do you think that commander will really leave me alone?
Maybe he won't. But if you're playing the Anikis, you must be ready to defend yourself. A Spartan doesn't cower at home just because he has enemies.
But I'm only a Spartan in a play.
Do you want to convince your audience or not? The Anikis had to live with the fear of being killed every day. Why should it be different for you?
I see. Knowing that commander could show up at my home any day with a dozen men and set spears at my throat, that fear will inform my character. Thank you!
You're welcome. Now, get back to Thespis for rehearsals.
Thank you for your help. The Anikis will be ready for his Leonidas, thanks to you.
Thank the gods!
Don't thank them yet. Let's get out of here.
What the?
Thank you. I don't think I could have survived much longer.
Why were those Malakes keeping you prisoner?
They were raving, convinced I'm the villains at play. They wanted me to lead them into a dark ceremony and tortured me to recite their spells. Nothing was enough.
You're safe now.
I am, but the witch has plans to harm the citizens of Elise. She says they wronged her, so she poisoned the shipment of supplies for the city.
I'll have to destroy those supplies before they get there.
But now that she knows you're here, she'll leave her hiding place and flee into the wilderness. No one will be safe if she escapes.
I can't let the people of Elise be poisoned. I'll destroy the supplies. Good. Now no one can be poisoned by the supplies. I destroyed the poison supplies before they could reach Elise.
Well, that's good, but the witch is still out there. Nobody is really safe. I'm not safe.
You think Xerxes was ever safe? Leonidas and his Spartans wanted him dead. His own mother would betray him given the chance.
Xerxes asking for safety. You're right, the king of Persia would never grovel. He'd crush his enemies before they could execute their plans.
I'm glad you see it that way. You should get back to Thespis.
I will. And thank you.
Xerxes will rule at last!
Happy to have helped, Your Majesty. Sure, I'd like to know. Let's start with... what's Hedone?
Hedone is the goddess of bliss, and since we all seek bliss, we are all Hedone.
I'm not seeking bliss. I'm seeking an actor.
We have no actors here, only teachers and students.
Look, his name is Tros. He's an actor working for Thespis.
I recall hearing that an actor joined us, but now his name is Hedone. Like mine, everyone here is Hedone.
Just give me a straight answer. I need to find that actor.
I'm sorry. I'm the only one permitted to speak with outsiders. But if you pass our initiation, others will speak with you too.
Fine. Initiate me, Hedone. What do I have to do?
Wonderful. You must complete 2 tasks to demonstrate your devotion. First, climb to the top of the waterfall of eternal joy and dive into froth of fantasy.
Right. And then what?
Then, explore the cave of deepest self-knowledge and return with the treasure you'll find inside.
Waterfall dive, cave treasure. Got it.
Dive from the waterfall and retrieve the treasure in the cave. Then you can be initiated into the mysteries of Hedone.
That cave must be around here somewhere. Ha! That must be the cave with the treasure inside. I jumped from the waterfall and found the treasure. Now, will you initiate me?
You have initiated yourself. Welcome to the mysteries of Hedony. Hedony, go talk with your brothers and sisters. They'll be happy to meet you.
I'll go speak with him now. Hello. Are you Tros, the actor?
You must be new. There are no actors here. Our only role is to be Hedony, to inhabit her grace and tranquility.
You sound like you know something about the theater.
I wouldn't say I know much about it. I might have studied a little Aristophanes, a little Euripides. Medea was robbed, you know.
I'm going to speak with some more hedonists.
That's a good name.
Hello. I'm looking for the actor Tros. Is that you?
Oh, an actor. I'd love to be an actor. But my friends told me I need to practice my stage presence first.
That's wise advice. Good luck with that. Hello. I'm looking for Tros, the actor.
Well, none of us use our old names here, but acting, I know about that. Make the audience laugh when they want to laugh, and cry when they want to cry.
And how would you make an audience laugh?
Well, I'd probably slip and fall on a piece of goat's bladder. Works every time.
I see. And to make them cry?
I tell them about how much I miss my poor dead goat. And if that didn't work, I'd cut an onion at the same time. Old theater trick, you know.
Thanks for your time. I'll speak with the rest of the hedonists.
We should use that name. We might get more people joining with a snappy name like that.
Here.
No, I'm not him.
Good. Otherwise, Thespis is terrible at choosing actors. Are you Tros? I'm looking for an actor named Tros.
What? I had nearly reached the third level of Hedony's godly bliss when you interrupted me. Now I have to start all over again!
You get on with that. It's probably best you stay away from acting.
You again, Hedony. What do you want to talk about?
If you aren't the actor Tros, you're certainly good enough to be him. Come act in Thespis' play.
I'd like to help you, Hedony. But I need to stay here. Work on my enlightenment. All right?
Picture it. You, up on a stage, showing hundreds of people how wonderful the message of Hedony is. I'm offering you that chance. You just have to take it.
That is magnificent. A chance to spread the joy of Hedony to so many people. I'll do it.
Good. Now go report to Thespis at Pelops Market in Elis. And get on with your rehearsals, Hedony. I mean, Ephialtes.
Cassandra, my muse, my helper, the one who saves my posterior. I require your assistance one last time.
You've got all your actors, Thespis. Your audience is sated, so what's the problem now?
Leonidas himself is the problem. Picture it. I was rehearsing a monologue, brandishing my shield, encouraging my soldiers. Come back with your shield! Or under it!
I believe that's with your shield or on it.
No, I'm sure it's under it. But just as I gestured with my shield, I slammed it into my toe. And now I can barely stand, let alone act.
It's a shame you have to cancel the play after so much work, Thespis.
We are not cancelling the play. We'd have to give back people's drachmae.
The show must go on. My Leonidas is right in front of me.
What? Me? I'm no actor.
And I'm no general, but on stage I am. Think of it. You could bring the great man's memory back to life. He could live again through you.
It's my destiny. I'll play Leonidas.
Excellent. So, let's do a quick run-through of your lines. You already heard the first part. Come back with your shield, or under it!
On. On it.
The next part is directed at Xerxes. The Persians come to make slaves of us all. I have a better idea. I say we drench the gods in wine!
I'm pretty sure Leonidas said, drench the gods with their blood.
I know what I wrote. Finally, when you confront the traitor, today was a day the Persians will never forget. Tomorrow is a day the kings will remember.
Tomorrow is a day the world will remember. Leonidas battled for all of Hellas and its freedom, not just Sparta.
I'm sure you'll get it right. If you like, go rehearse with the rest of the cast. But if you feel ready, to the stage with you.
I'll go rehearse with my fellow actors first.
Hidoni, good to see you out there. I sure hope the good word of the goddess can carry me through.
I'm sure it will.
So, I'm Ephialtes the traitor. I'll say, I'm so clever for betraying you and the Spartans. Then you say, today was a day the Persians will never forget. Tomorrow is a day the kings will remember.
Why would Thespis write that? Leonidas was a king himself. He wanted the whole world to remember what he did.
It's a work of art. Don't take the details too seriously.
Could we go over my lines again?
So, I'm Ephialtes the traitor. I'll say, I'm so clever for betraying you and the Spartans. Then you say, today was a day the Persians will never forget. Tomorrow is a day the kings will remember.
Why would Thespis write that?
It's a...
So good to see you. I'm sure you'll make a great Leonidas, seeing as you took care of that commander so thoroughly.
It was nothing.
So in our scene, I'll ask you to advise the troops. Then you answer, come back with your shield or under it.
I'm sure every Spartan general says on it.
That's what Thespis wrote.
You're back. Good. Your word stuck with me, Misthios. The public will fear and admire my Xerxes.
I'm glad I could inspire you.
As King Xerxes, I'll insult you and the Spartans, the usual. So you reply, the Persians come to make slaves of us all. I have a better idea. I say we all drench the gods with wine.
I know Thespis loves his wine, but Leonidas said he'd drench the gods with blood.
He's the director. I'm sure you can make his lines work.
2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 4.
You need to rehearse more? Or are you ready to be Leonidas?
The play.
Welcome to our play, the heroic tale of King Leonidas and his 300 Spartans. Behold, your Leonidas.
Thank you for being here. Remember that Leonidas was not only a king of Sparta, but the savior of all Greeks.
I am the Anikis, lieutenant of the great Leonidas. I will serve him until Hades himself comes to claim him. My commander, my king, we are outnumbered and outmaneuvered. What can I do to help?
What does the Spartan general have to say to his right-hand man?
Come back with your shield, or on it.
I am Xerxes, king of the Persians. Your puny gods mean nothing to me. Kneel before my mortal self. You Spartan cur! I will grind you and your people under my sandal.
How will Leonidas reply to his mortal enemy, Xerxes?
The Persians come to make slaves of us all. I have a better idea. I say, we drench the gods with their blood!
All right. I'm Ephialtes, exile and traitor. You know I'll bring doom to the Spartan army by revealing a secret goat path to the Persians. Those stuck-up Spartans won't stand a chance. I've defeated your plans, Leonidas. What are you going to do about that?
The traitor dares talk back to his king! What will Leonidas say to that?
Today was a day the Persians will never forget. Tomorrow is a day the world will remember.
Great job, my friend. Enjoy the crowd's reaction, because I don't think Thespis will be happy you went off script.
I think I can take care of him.
I can't believe it! You ruined my perfect script!
Didn't you hear the crowd? They wanted to hear the real story of Leonidas. I should know. He was my grandfather.
You never stop performing. I love that. You almost had me convinced, you joker. Here, you're part of the take.
Thanks. Maybe I'm more of an actor than I thought.